Alice in Wonderland.
One summer afternoon, Alice was roaming in a beautiful garden when she saw a white rabbit wearing a black waistcoat. The rabbit kept looking at an old watch. "Oh dear, I am late. I am late again," said the rabbit as he ran towards the old fig tree.
Oh dear, I am late. I am late again.
A speaking rabbit?
Alice was amazed to see a speaking rabbit. She followed him. "Stop! Please wait for me!" she cried out. But the rabbit did not stop. He disappeared into a big, dark hole. Alice was curious, and as she leaned over to peep inside, she accidentally fell in.
Stop, Mr. Rabbit! Please wait for me!
She fell and fell and fell, until finally she landed on a heap of dry leaves with a loud thud. Alice was in some sort of tunnel, and at the end of the tunnel was a room with a tiny wooden door.
Ah, it is such a tiny door. I wonder how I'd pass through it.
Alice did not know how she would get out of the tunnel, for she was much too large to fit through the tiny door. But in this room there was a glass table, and on that table was a golden key and a bottle labeled "Drink Me." She picked up the key and took a sip from the bottle. It was delicious, and the moment she drank from it, she grew smaller and smaller. Alice was now small enough to pass through the tiny door. She took the golden key and unlocked it.
I have never tasted such a delicious drink. What's this? I'm shrinking. What a curious feeling. I am so small now.
To her delight, the door led to a magnificent flower garden. Alice had never seen flowers as bright and beautiful as the ones growing all around her. Why, this was nothing less than a wonderland. She was very excited. As she walked through the garden, she saw an adorable little cottage on an island surrounded by water. Could this be where the white rabbit lived? Alice decided to find out.
Wow, such a beautiful garden. Oh wait, I see a cottage. It must be the white rabbit's house.
Alice tried to swim across the water, but the waves were too high. A mouse named Jimmy was passing by. He saw Alice and asked, "Little girl, do you want to get to the island?" "Yes, sir. Will you help me?" replied Alice. "Grab onto my tail and I will take you," said Jimmy. Alice caught Jimmy's tail and they swam to the island together.
You wish to cross the river? Catch my tail and I will take you.
Yes, I do. Let's go.
Alice and Jimmy arrived at the island safely, and she was excited to enter the cottage. Inside, she found the white rabbit. He was having a party with his friends, Mr. Dodo and Mr. Lizard. The white rabbit was very angry that Alice hadn't knocked before coming in. But Alice ignored him, for she had spotted a chocolate cake. She was very hungry and helped herself to a big bite. No sooner did the cake touch her lips than Alice started to grow taller and taller. She grew so tall that her head could now touch the ceiling.
Such a yummy chocolate cake. Wait, this is strange. Now I am growing.
Alice was getting much too big for the tiny cottage. "Quick, eat this carrot," said Mr. Lizard. She took a bite and started to shrink, but this time she became even smaller than before. Alice was frightened and ran out the door.
Quick, eat this carrot.
Now I'm shrinking. What is going on? I am scared.
Huh?
She ran as fast as she could from the cottage. Soon she met a caterpillar who was sitting on a colorful mushroom and smoking a very strange-looking pipe. "Eat this mushroom, my dear," he said. Alice did what she was told and grew back to her original size. "Thank you, Mr. Caterpillar," Alice said as she continued on her way.
This mushroom looks yummy.
Eat this mushroom, my dear.
Alice wanted to go home, but was very lost. She came across a Cheshire cat sitting in a tree. "Dear Cheshire cat, where am I? How do I get out of here?" asked Alice. "Ha-ha! Go to the Mad Hatter and March Hare," said the Cheshire cat. "They will help you find a way out of this wonderland."
Dear Cheshire cat, where am I? Can you tell me, how do I get out of here?
Go to the Mad Hatter and March Hare. They will help you find a way out of this wonderland.
Alice found the Mad Hatter and the March Hare in yet another garden. They were having a tea party. The Mad Hatter asked Alice if she would like to join them. She did, and Alice sat down to have her tea. The Mad Hatter and the March Hare were speaking very loudly, and Alice could not understand anything they were saying. She soon became bored and left.
Would you like to join us?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear about the neighbors?
It's too loud. I have to leave.
She walked through the woods and met the Cheshire Cat again. He suggested that Alice go to see the Queen of Hearts and pointed her toward the Red Heart Castle.
I think I am lost. Oh, what should I do now?
You must walk to the Queen's castle at once.
Alice went to the castle to find the Queen of Hearts. First, she met the Queen's soldiers, who wore stiffly starched uniforms made of playing cards. Inside the castle, the Queen was playing croquet with a hedgehog for a ball and a flamingo for a mallet. The Queen invited Alice to join her, and Alice was excited to play this very strange game.
Young lady, would you like to join us?
This is a strange game. I'd love to play it.
During the game, Alice admired the Queen's crown, which was made out of shiny jewels. She decided to try it on. But when the Queen saw Alice wearing her crown, she became furious and ordered her soldiers to arrest Alice. Before Alice could apologize, the soldiers started chasing her. Alice ran away as fast as she could.
What a beautiful crown. It must belong to the Queen. Let me try it on.
What? How dare you touch the royal crown? Soldiers, arrest her at once!
Alice was very frightened. she didn't want to be arrested. The soldiers were starting to catch up and began to throw their spears at her. Then Alice remembered that she had a piece of mushroom in her pocket. She took a bite and immediately grew taller and taller until the sharp spears felt like nothing more than toothpicks against her legs.
I am sorry. I won't do it again.
Catch her! She is running away!
But the Queen's soldiers would not stop. They were everywhere, and Alice was so overwhelmed that she screamed with fright. Then, suddenly, she woke up and found herself laying beside her sister under the old fig tree. Alice had fallen asleep. "Oh, what a strange dream I just had," she exclaimed. And as Alice and her sister walked back home, they laughed at Alice's adventures in Wonderland.
Oh, what a strange dream I just had.